Yeah. Joe won't hit you. I won't hit you.
It's like a second.
Okay.
I really want you to leave me alone. That's what I want. Okay, it is 6:35, so we're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. My name is Autumn Francisco, and I am the chair of community engagement for the Near East Area Commission. Usually we start all of our meetings with an icebreaker, so we'll go around and introduce ourselves and answer the question. The question that I have today is, would you rather explore a beach with friends, or well, go on a trip with friends to a beach, or explore a city solo? So, I would say personally it depends on my mood, but I'm leaning more towards exploring a city solo. We can go this way.
Perfect. Anwar Watson. I'm a District 2 commissioner, and I'm leaning towards exploring the city solo. Just sounds more interesting, more memorable. So we'll go with that.
On your own time.
Yeah.
My name is Joe Edwards, District 2 Commissioner, hands down, I'll explore city solo.
Okay.
Nathan Harris, District 1 Commissioner. Given that I just got back into the country solo, I'll stick to solo.
Carl Williams Scott with the Senior Manager for Community Outreach and Strategic Partnerships at the Kerwin Institute, and I would do with friends.
Michael Liggett, City of Columbus, Department of Public Service, City Solo.
Shelby Oldroyd, also Department of Public Service, and City Solo.
I need the PNC people on this one.
Two guys and friends.
Marlene Hansard Humphrey, solo, and I'm going to tell why I would go solo. I would go solo because when you travel with a group of people, it can become a little chaotic. It can give you a headache, and whenever I vacation, I prefer to be in peace. So, a lot of times people don't want to do what you want to do, and you don't want to do what they want to do. So, solo wherever I go.
See, I've already established that there's only a certain people I'm gonna drop.
Yes.
Well, that's a short list. It's a very short list outside of my family, but you're absolutely right.
Yes.
Greetings and hello, I am Siobhan Thompson, Commissioner District 4. Listen, we've been real antisocial in this moment. I understand it, but because my list is so short, I don't care for walking in the sand on the beach with my bestie, honey. It's been a minute, a little too long.
I honestly expected more of the beach responses than I did solo, but it seems like a lot of us just like to be on our own time.
If you said city with someone else, I probably went with that. But it was just the beach.
You don't like the beach?
Nah, not for like that long. No.
That's fair. Okay, so we do have two items on our agenda today. Mr. Neil Davis from the OSU Healthy Community Center is no longer able to make it. So we're just going to omit that, but we do have Ms. Carla Williams Scott here who wants to share some information with us regarding the South of Maine. So the floor is yours.
So much. Thank you guys for having me and for letting me just usurp a little bit of time on your agenda. Some of you in the room may know a little bit about the South of Maine collab with the Kerwin Institute, and it started prior to me coming to Kerwin. And we want to look at what does equitable development mean for the South of Maine neighborhood, And so we're trying to get feedback from residents, and we have a survey that we want to get specifically for South of Main residents. We were at the National Night Out on Tuesday, and we're able to get some feedback there. So I just wanted to come and share that we are doing a survey. If there are folks in here from South of Main neighborhood, if you have suggestions on places on where we can go to get the survey completed, I would love to take those recommendations from you. And then at a later date, I shared with Ms. Autumn that I would come back and talk a little bit more about the South of Main collab and what our goal is and what we aim to do. We have a great steering committee. Jenny Hunt, who used to be on NEAC, she's on the steering committee, as well as Tiffany Ray from Nationwide Children's Hospital. So you may work with Tiffany and several other folks. We've got about 9 folks on the steering committee. So have anybody has any thoughts, love to hear them, and I'll stick around for a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Does anyone have any questions or any suggestions in terms of any locations in the South of Maine? Don't you live in the South of Maine, ma'am?
I do live in South of Maine. Have you all thought about going to door to door? Is that something you're not trying to do? And do you all potentially work on Sundays? Because I do know there are some churches in the area, South of Maine as well.
We have thought door to door. We are waiting for our students to come back, so we have some student helpers to do that.
Sure.
Definitely, if there are churches in the area that we talk about door to door churches and businesses that might allow us to be in there for a little bit to get as residents. It literally takes about 10 minutes. Well, that's not long. We just have our item.
It's not even that long.
No, it's
I did it
not.
on Tuesday.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Freestyle it.
I would
Like,
try
pull the
that
website.
center, cause a lot of traffic go in and out of that building.
Right here on Main Street.
Right down the door.
With the children's hospital, the
Yes,
dentist's
ma'am.
office. I would try,
Thank you.
and the next level behavioral health, that lady's pretty nice. Down there by the funeral. So she would probably let you stay.
You can also go to NIAC right there on Main and Kelp. Is that NIAC?
Yeah.
1393, I want to say.
I don't know where to stay.
Yeah, this is 1390. Oh, 13, it's the same. It's 1393 is Main.
Don't even lie. It's right there in between Kelton and Linwood. So it's the
NIAF is the
NIAC.
Yes. Thank you.
About it until
1303.
13 is Main. Thank you. And thank you, Chair, for letting me share.
Of course. Is that all you have for us?
That's it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to welcome you back to speak more about all the work that you are doing. Next, we have Dr. Harris to share more about the Our Voice, Our Choice with the city budget.
Yes, thank you, Madam Vice Chair, for allowing me to speak at this community engagement committee. Are you all aware of the Our City, Our Choice, Our Voice? It's a lot of Our City stuff going on right now. But essentially, here we pass this around. Thank you. Okay, so essentially, City Council has allocated $9 million to then be split into each of the 9 districts. So that means each district will get $1 million to be able to select what form of projects that they want to see to take shape within those parts of the district. Okay. So again, each district gets $1 million. All right. And people get to choose what types of projects that they want to see that $1 million spent on within their district. Okay? So right now we're in this idea collection phase. The idea collection phase ends on August 28th. Okay, on August 28th. So it's been a very short period of time. But the thing that the city keeps gloating about is that, well, District 7, which we are in now, has collected the most amount of ideas. But if you want to break that down, the reason why District 7 probably has the most ideas is because it's one of the most affluent districts. And so it just kind of makes sense. But then also, when we're on this website, Madam Vice Chair, can you scroll down? I think it's okay. Actually, let's go to current page. So let's click the current page. And then we go down. There we go. So this is pretty much a map of all of the ideas that residents of the city of Columbus have submitted. Okay. So obviously we know that, well, District 7 is right there. Okay.
You can
you're
zoom in.
Yeah, you can zoom in. What's unique is, oh, wonderful. So what's unique is you can actually hover on top of one of the ideas. So then you can click on it, and then it will show you whatever idea that someone has generated, along with boundaries or wherever they think that it should take place, and the purpose, and features, and so much more. And so everyone has the ability to go onto this website, throw an idea on there, and during this idea collection phase. The issue, because this is the city of Columbus, and they aren't the wisest when it comes to how is it that they come up with processes. No offense to you city workers. But only certain ideas are supposed to be put on here, all right? So a lot of people, you'll see there are a lot of human service related ideas that are on. Human services is not something that's being funded, only capital improvement projects, okay? So if you ask the city, oh, what type of capital improvement? Oh, the city will say, oh, you know, sidewalks and street lamps and things like that. That's lame. And I told them that's pretty lame, all right? I said that's already in the capital budget, you know, for the city, all right? And so during this phase, the 9 different community organizations that have been selected are to help to really get residents to brainstorm, to look at the problem pockets throughout the city. And what is it that money can be spent on to better improve those different pockets of town? When they've done this in Boston, when they've done participatory projects in other cities like Boston, one group decided to put Wi-Fi at all bus stops around the city. And also public bathrooms and showers. Some have done murals and upgrading playgrounds and things like this. And so it all has to be city-owned and operated land. That's also the other caveat. This is NEAC. Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. You're fantastic. So this is all the ideas that people have submitted ideas within NEAC. Okay? And so this is an opportunity for you to talk to your neighbors, to your whoever that you know that lives within this commission or even this city at large, to tell them what are problems that are capital related that could be improved if you had $1 million to do something. Okay, if you had $1 million to do something. And whatever idea you have, go onto this website, or, you know, my opinion, this website is extremely complex. really don't make no sense because, and you know, the purpose was they're trying to prioritize different things. So like Alice households, historically marginalized communities, and things like this. And yet you have a website that requires you to create a sign-in process, and it's only in one language, and you have to go and answer all these questions. There's not really necessity. All right. So what did some community organizations do like I did? Madam Vice Chair, if you click on this tab, okay, I create my own website. You scroll down, okay, scroll down, and I wanted to pretty much to make this process as simply as possible, as simple as possible. I'm not a representative of District 7 for this process. They put me in District 5. Thank you so much. I got my District 5. This is Chair Rogers for District 5 Northeast Area Commission. I came and I spoke with them. But essentially, I wanted to do three simple things. I have a couple of community presentations. This is a community presentation. There it is. See? But then also, make it real simple. We have drop boxes that we put in libraries that they've suggested, inside of some churches as well, that are all in the districts of District 5. Again, I'm not District 7, District 5, where they can just drop their idea in. And I come, I collect it, and then I put it on the website for them. Okay? Try to make this accessible. Like the city wanted to, right? But then, you know, if they wanted to submit an idea, all right, they could do so. I create a very simple Google form. So, Madam Vice Chair, if you click on a simple Google form, it'll pull up. Very simple Google form. You speak English or Spanish. Okay? And then the questions then appear in whatever English or Spanish, all right? So very, very simple. And not as complex. And if they want to leave their email, things like that, that's what I would then put onto the website. So what I am proposing that we do today is a very simple process. I just want to hear ideas about what you might have when it comes to capital-related projects that you would want to see done within the district.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I saw one on here that I am highly in support of. It was about Oak Street. There was actually two. Here it is, right here. Speed bumps and speed control. So they did just implement stop signs on Oak Street, but people still are not following them. So my question is, if we support something that's already on here, is there a process in what we should do? So I did see when you click on here, you're able to like it. Does that mean anything? Or like, how do we support something that's already been mentioned?
Yes. Great question. Great question. So what takes place after this idea collection phase? August 28th ends, August 29th comes. The city will then choose budget delegates. Okay, so how this process started, you had a steering committee of community representatives. You had 2 from each district that then pretty much came up with like the rules, priorities, blah, blah, blah. They then selected community organizations. See brothers, all right? Then they will select budget delegates. So it will be the budget delegates and the city council folk that will look at all the ideas that have been selected. And they will choose 2 to 4 ideas in the entire district that they want you all then to vote on. So that, I hope that answers your question. Now the reality is this. They might say, forget Oak Street and whatever this thing on Mount Vernon is. Right? And there's that. Whatever this is, catching illegal, wow. Not a capital project. Not a capital project. But, you know, control and you being able to put whatever idea on there, this is what you're gonna get, all right? And this is what the city's gonna have to clean through. But they could then choose, maybe this one by Franklin Park's account. We're gonna hold, it's a capital project, facade improvement program. It could be, I don't know, I got a little description. But say they choose that, they're then anti-displacement for small businesses, okay. So then, say they select that and a couple others in the district, you'll then have a voting period from, I think it's like November 16th to December 3rd or something like that, in which residents that are now 16 and older can come and vote on whatever ideas. Where are you voting? Don't know. They don't know. Okay, this is all up in the air. This is all exploratory. Really, the best way in which you're going to find out is probably through social media, if you follow City Council's page, or if the community organizations do what they can do and spread the word to their constituents about voting. So, any other questions? Emma?
Has it already been proposed that before the committee picks the projects, maybe the projects that qualify get to present to them?
Let's go back to the website.
So it's not just a Google form? Like, they can actually express why they want this done, why it's
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go back to this one. Then click overview. Okay. I like what you're doing. So you're gonna scroll. Bang bang. It's going to go from review and proposal development straight to voting. So whatever this particular committee and city council agrees upon, that's what you're gonna have that's what you're gonna vote on.
Do we know who the committee's made up of?
Excellent question. No. And so right.
Is that the budget delegates?
So budget delegates. There it is. So
Sorry, that's what I meant.
if you wanna, I think if you scroll down, right now, and if they haven't put it on the website, that ought to tell you something. We can keep going, and then guess what? They have not put it on the web. Bang bang! Interested in volunteering as a budget delegate. You can email this email if you would like to serve as a budget delegate, and it will, the vote tells you what you're going to do. Evaluate project ideas for cost, feasibility, practicality, need, and all of shebang.
So it is going to be made up of people ideally in the area?
If people sign up.
If people sign up.
If people sign up.
Okay,
So-
that's better than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
So the people can be budget delegates at 14, but they can't vote on it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, excellent question. So if you go down, I think it tells you the voting age, and I think it is 16. But I just want to make sure I'm correct. Oh, it's a pamphlet. It's
Number 3.
16. So yeah, so you can be a
Yes,
budget
right here it
delegate.
says.
You can submit your ideas at 14, but guess what? Can't vote. So yeah. Again, this has been the process. It's been the process.
You can go to the club, but you can't buy a drink.
Yeah.
Where did you get $9 million?
I was gonna say, where this money from?
Good question. So
It's like our schools.
City Council member Nicholas Bankston
There's a video up here.
found the money and wanted to use it for this exploratory process, and there it is. And so it is earmarked for this. This is gonna be my last little kind of grievance point. I said, okay, what happens? You know, voting's done, we get the results on the 14th. Christmas happens, 11 days after, then New Year's. I don't want nobody emailing me, asking me, when am I getting my new sidewalk? Or something like that.
Wait a minute. The mayoral vote, is November, is that accurate?
27.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, none of that's gonna affect us. But I asked them, I said, who do residents talk to see when the project is gonna take place? I said, remove my email from the website immediately. Because I said, I do not want people asking me, we voted on this. When is it coming up? Because city stuff moves real slow. Michael, you already know it moves slow. So I said they need to do a little bit of a better job in communicating. Okay, what happens once the results are done? What's the realistic timeline for actually seeing that $1 million spent? So that's about it. Any other questions? Any other questions?
I got some work to do to get my neighbors to vote for what my idea.
Or submit ideas too.
That's what I'm saying. I gotta go to door to get everybody to submit the same idea.
Hey, that's the way.
and to be on the steering committees, like, I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Because I need Roland Park to redone.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, listen.
But it's city property.
It's city property.
Maybe a double qualified for capital.
And it's a capital project.
But that would be a different line item on the budget, it wouldn't be out of this, it would be under.
Parks and Park? Okay, you bring up very, very good. You bring up very
So when we
good.
look at this, it's like, okay, we're talking about anything Rex and Parks, and Rex and Parks is larger than most people think. So when you do that, you can't just say, hey, you need to go fix up this park, or even tear down these trees that are old and decrepit and should have been taken out a long time ago, because that's a city issue. Yeah, I know a lady that just got smashed by a tree. Our house, yeah.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine, but she just bumps and bruises, but yeah. So when we think about this, it needs to be more along the lines of more tangible, feasible things that are not Rex cars, simply just speed bumps and.
Like projects that are digestible and doable here, right? Like.
An example of what a capital project could be.
Yep. So these are your 4 kind of bullet points to help guide you on capital projects. So infrastructure, environment, safety, community. So someone did say something about parks. They said, oh, we can build a park, right? And then they said, no. Why? Because it then takes men to cut the grass in said park, right? But then they kind of walked themselves back and said, what about a pocket park? Oh yeah, we could do a pocket park.
But it's still Rex and Park.
It's still a park. It's still a park. So again, and I've asked for them to send me examples of other participatory budget process projects that have been funded throughout the nation and whatnot. I asked this back in May. I don't have any examples yet, but yeah.
I'm sorry I missed the first couple minutes, but is this being modeled after, you mentioned Chicago, because it's being modeled after other big cities that have done something similar?
It is being adopted.
Adopted, but
Yeah,
what
so
example is Chicago the example?
no, the process is what's being adopted. If that makes sense. So the participatory budget process is being adopted from other cities that have done this and that go through this year after year.
Do we know of any?
Do we know of other cities?
Yeah.
Chicago, Boston, New York's
And
done.
these are all cities that are much larger than Antwerp.
Much larger Columbus. But we're gonna be a big city. No, we are a large city. Yeah, we're not Cowtown anymore. But so that is why they're doing this.
And then, sorry, last question. The planning committee, or sorry, the budget committee.
Yep.
Is there flexibility of that like on that committee for them to decide how they decide? Like, are there rules? Like, are we allowed to have people come and present their projects if we want? I'm including myself on that because I'll put out book, but. Experience.
If you scroll down for me, Madam Vice Chair, please. And we'll keep going. All right, yep. If you want to ask ask that same question at this email, hopefully you get a response. I just don't have an answer. I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer. I don't want to say, yeah, because they don't fully know yet. You know, this is really a small exploratory.
And this money is not coming out of like tax
Nope.
dollars? Okay.
The city is all tax dollars. Can't say no, it's
Yeah.
all tax dollars.
In this video above, he explains where the 9 million came from. It's something he applied for, he got it.
He's like a
So,
apply for it.
but yeah, so let's see. So yeah, so these are the different organizations in their idea collection event. So here we are, August 6th. Okay. And you know, these are others that are being done too. And most of them have kind of gone like this, like more questions than anything. So because it is very nuanced and you know, it's new. And I think my own research I've done, like when they've done this in other cities, it normally starts off like this, but then when a city continues to do this year after year after year, people kind of understand. And one thing that they will tell you is, yes, for example, say the sidewalks across the street on Broad Street need to be improved, blah, blah, blah. If it's not a part of the city's 6-year, I forget the language in which was told to me, like a 6-year plan.
Capital improvement plan.
There it is, capital improvement plan. It might never get touched because it's not a part of that capital improvement plan. But if they see that so many people are talking about this sidewalk across the street on Broad Street, they will put it into the plan. Or they might not put it in the plan, but they'll use these $1 million to do it. And so with this, I said, well, how about if you see that multiple people are saying that these pockets of towns, whatever, are having the same type of problem, which I just say is called 311, but you ain't wrong. 311 is not the answer. I said, then you know of items that you need to adopt to your capital plan, your plan. That was my thinking to it. But again, $1 million will be spent on improving said sidewalk conditions, things like this. And so I want to make sure, I'm in classrooms, things like this, you can't pass out too much stuff at once or you get shot. So I want to get through the main part first. And so it's a larger booklet that talks more about the overall our voice, our choice process. So please you can peruse it and so forth. But at the end of the day, this big QR code in the back, as you're talking to people, keep it as simple as possible. So, somebody said that Michael would come up to me and say, yeah, I was talking to Autumn. Autumn said we need, speed humps on Oak Street. Just put it in a note. Oak Street, speed humps, disastrous, whatever. And then you can then just send it to me. Our email is still public. until I tell them to take it down. And then it's my job to put it onto, onto the map and so forth. And then once it's on the map. I am the representative of District 5,
I don't
yes.
see anything up there for District 7.
It's not up here.
And,
Aha!
and I
Uh-huh.
see that it is the district's responsibility to make materials accessible like you have. So does that mean our district has not made it accessible?
So,
Who's over District 7 that we need to call?
there it is, there it is. So,
You need to do
Who's
direction.
Cole E. Harris.
no, pause. You're looking for the organization.
It's this right here. You're looking for the direction.
It's in front of my house.
There it is,
Like-
Community of New Direction, all right, is your organization that is responsible for this period. All right? And so, yeah. So, but you know, you can email any person. Oh, that's a community organization. You can email any of those organizations with whatever ideas that you have, and then we put it onto the.
Will you be able to put it in for District 7?
Yeah.
He was implying that he can put it in for any district.
Yeah, I put stuff. I get emails. I get long emails. And I put everything onto the website. It does take a little bit of time when we do it. It doesn't just pop up automatically, but we do put it in. Yes.
So I've been asking for sidewalks for it seems like 1,000 years in my district, capital budget, year after year after year. So, and I think I'd ask you if it was appropriate because even though I've asked for it previously, I can still submit this idea and they will know that it's been in the capital budget over and over and over again. And nothing has happened.
So I guess the question might be, is it even worse than the idea?
So, yeah, well, that's right.
An idea is an idea.
Right.
And once it goes public on here, the city has no choice but to look at it.
Okay.
And so it doesn't hurt you to put the idea onto this platform. It doesn't hurt you at all. The reality is we don't have the answer on if they're actually gonna do anything. And that's just, yeah.
So there's $9 million, 1 million per district. This guarantee that every district is going to get something done. So are we spending the $1 million per district?
$1 million per district.
And it doesn't have, it can be multiple things that can add up to $1 million. It doesn't have to be one thing. And then
Correct. Yeah, and then that's what the budget delegates are going to do, are going to decide on, how much, it's not them, but they explain to us that they're going to allocate how those various projects are going to be spent.
The role of the steering committee play.
Steering committee pretty much got this together. And so technically they are done. The steering committee, good steering committee members are working alongside the community organizations and helping them spread the word. For District 5, I've reached out to them several times, have not got a single email response. You know, I haven't got a response from them. I can't even pull up on it. But the steering committee members at this point are they're at the discretion of the community organizations. Yeah. So any ideas? Yes.
Let me ask you this,
Okay.
that marquee that, one of the commissioners had been wanting, does that fall under improvement? The marquee outside of this building?
I should have it for bullet points of what capital is defined as. Madam Vice Chair, can you scroll back up again? I know it's, I know, it was infrastructure, oh, my bad, it's wherever those four bullet, there it is.
Okay.
You could quantify as an improvement to the community space.
What is the marquee? What are we saying?
One of the commissioners suggested that we have a lighted up marquee out there. Oh, I didn't. I just remember.
Yes, I remember now.
Yes, but I didn't know who said it.
It was you.
I got crucified.
What was it?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, she got
Yeah,
that.
People up, there are people, they were like,
And guess who I
sorry,
thought
it's just a digital sign.
suggested it? Rice, but I didn't want to say because I wasn't 100% sure.
I feel like Rice was a sport.
So it's a marquee that indicates what?
Events. So it would be digital.
A digital marquee
I'm just the
that
messenger.
if we had stuff, we would put our meetings on there.
So maybe
to
not
remind the
just one
community.
particular location, but each one of the, what are these places
It's
called?
okay, so like bus stops would be outside of this.
Pride Center.
Pride centers, thank you.
Hey,
That's an idea.
we're on to the website.
No, that's what you for.
No, that's.
You know, back to getting paid, get out of me.
Pride center marquee.
Pride Center marquees, you know, so, but yeah, so that Commissioner Marlene, could be an improvement to a community space. Yeah, because that is how they're saying like improving like playground equipment be considered improvement of community space.
I have a lot of these like graffiti walls, not graffiti, but art, right?
Oh yeah, they
what?
love the idea of murals.
Yeah,
They sure do.
What public city building would we muralize?
1111 East Broad Street. Graffitied all up.
Not the Jerry Hammond.
Not Jerry Hammond.
Like, not the Jerry Hammond.
Hey, you asked for ideas. I'm just giving you an idea. I'm gonna put it on here. Put graffiti on Jerry Hammond.
Maybe the underpasses, because that could be cool. I was thinking on underpasses. Jerry Hammond, what's wrong with you?
Hey, you just asking for an idea. We could put a mirror right here. You know, I'm just saying. But you know, yes, public art is all throughout this thing.
Because I'm just trying to think, like, I mean, obviously, it could impact each district to put a mural on underpasses, right? And then $1 million, we just got one done in the park.
But then again, also think about, you know, areas.
Okay. That's fair.
So yeah, so hopefully, my full transparency, has broken this down in the most clear way possible.
Very straightforward. Thank you.
There it is, and so, you know, with that, you know, when you do go around and talk to people, or just post on Facebook, like I literally just say, hey, we got $1 million we can spend it on. Let people post in the comments, whatever ideas they got, all right? And then get it over to me. You know, I'll have to cycle through the Facebook comments, but you know, I posted one little video on Instagram, some long DM. I was saying. I was okay. I was okay. Yeah, but this is a lot of frustration and not understanding. Like, you know, people are mad that, you know, the schools don't got no money. The $9 million should go to the schools and things like that. You know, I said I understand. This is not what $9 million is for. It's not for CCS. Okay. One of the projects you'll see is improving or adding sidewalk. This is actually this idea. Somebody put it in there. They put improving or adding sidewalks that give access to all CCS schools. something like that. So like any kind of walking path that's.
Safe routes to school.
Yeah, essentially. That was an idea that somebody put. And so it was having to take that frustration that somebody put my DMs and say, just try to understand what you're trying to say. And then kind of point them into the direction of what they could do. So, just try to collect as many ideas as possible and in that allow them to put some form of a zip code or a street as to where it should take place, because that's how the map works. And August 28th is going to be here sooner than you know it. So
I'm curious because District 8 or 9 is having multiple, yes, District 9 having multiple events. What they got going on over here?
They've got really involved community representatives.
They do. They don't play, but I was just curious to see if there's been any submission.
oh, is that who's this?
That's our southeast and our no, it's like Columbus. Is that the Columbus Literacy?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Columbus Literacy Council.
They got everything.
Yes, they have multiple meetings. They're not playing any games.
So why is District 7 not doing anything? Who are these individuals that are on District 7 that are not?
John Dawson.
C&D.
Yeah.
John Dawson, C&D.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll say, I think, because John actually made it on the news about this. And I want to say John may have done some events. They just aren't putting it on this website.
So then how does District 7 know about said event?
No, can't answer that question.
Can you go back to the four bullet points?
Yes.
So.
Oh, I know the website.
Right there.
I know the website now.
So yeah. You want to take a box with you?
You were supposed to put my boxes in the house.
I have.
No, you were going to.
No, I dropped them off at Howard,
Right.
and then
Word Lights, Shepherd.
I didn't do Thorn Lights, but Shepherd.
Okay.
Because I gotta get on the freeway at Shepherd.
Where's that?
Northern Lights takes me a whole nother, I have to be intentional about getting Northern. I can get Northern Lights spots if you want.
It has one light.
Perfect, say.
You said that this is over on the 23rd?
28.
28. Friday, right.
They have an event on the 19th.
Community for Direction did post about this.
This is not getting updated on this particular site. Because the intention is that
But not everybody's on social media.
that social media people know C&D, and then C&D is supposed to make themselves.
Yeah, I don't like that because I found out about this via email. The city of Columbus. And that was my introduction to it.
So we suggested, mailers, can't spend money on mail, okay. Just put it on people's water bills that get sent to the house. Ways to be creative, But yeah.
Can I share this on, NEAC?
Yeah,
Facebook, it's affecting us and no one knows anything about it.
Yeah, share. Yeah, share loud, share broad. Share broad. And if you want to direct people to see Brilliance's website or more simplified, you can share see Brilliance's website. And there it is. All right, any other questions?
Are you excited about this or not? It's not.
I'm here for the cause. I'm here for the cause.
It's funny, and hopefully it does good, and that is, despite the process being very janky. It'll get better over time.
It will get better over time.
I like community improvement.
Yeah, this first time it's been done. As long as feedback is being received and incorporated, and hopefully you can get better.
Already made it better by being one of the community partners.
That's
Jackie.
More accessible, you're so great.
You have all your info right here to reach out to become a delegate. Great.
Just because I wanted
And I'll say, if you're gonna be a delegate and stuff like that, be ready for
I know.
meetings.
Yeah, yeah.
Send a
Get
paragraph
ready for some
with all your
meetings.
questions.
On, what's the city's janky web service platform I can say I use? WebEx? Please, like, that's what y'all need so. But yeah, WebEx, long WebEx meetings. That's my life, every Friday afternoon. Fridays.
Past 3?
They give me a good 12 and 1:30 on Friday.
Okay.
I gotta eat my
That's not
lunch
too
on
bad.
WebEx. I'm off Friday. That's the thing. Ain't nobody being no meetings on Friday. Yeah, but I know the steering committee, they met, Thursdays, like 6 to 9. So everybody loves Thursdays for meetings, so, that's just something to think about too. Especially if you're in the we have our meetings on 6:30. Okay, that's it. Spread the word, get the ideas. Let's spend down $9 million. That's all I gotta say.
Well, thank you for this informative overview.
I'll go get you a box.
Okay.
Did you have any updates that you wanted to share with us?
Yeah. It's been, I think, a couple months since we all emailed.
Yeah,
so-
the floor is yours.
Okay, sounds good.
It's okay.
Which one? No, we're the ones that are gonna get delivered and spotted back, so it, and most likely from what I imagine a lot is gonna be public service, and it's the thing, sidewalks, traffic calming, roads, signs. Yeah, so.
Been keeping an eye on the proposals,
Yeah.
and most of it would end up being our work, but
Yeah.
I'm sure someone in Department of Public Service has weeds.
Yeah, well, sometimes we find out that
Your
it's,
input might be helpful to like hear what you actually think you did accomplish. Do you know?
yeah, I mean, it's complicated, so, sorry. You're good.
Very valid question.
Yes, very, very, very valid question.
I
But,
wish I knew more.
yeah. But I do appreciate that Harris as well for the best breakdown of this I think I've seen yet. Yeah. But again, my name is Michael Liggett. This is Shelby Woolroyd. We are transportation planners with the City of Columbus Department of Public Service. It's been, I think, since winter we were last here with the community engagement committee talking about our neighborhood slow zones project that is happening. I know there's a few newer faces in the room, so I'm gonna kind of give a brief back at the beginning. When it comes to residential traffic calming, historically, it's very much a street by street basis. A problem gets submitted, we look at it and say, does this need speed humps? Do we have the funding for it? We put in speed humps. But a lot of cases, especially in our inner ring neighborhoods where you have the grid network, if you put speed humps on one street, that just pushes the problem a block or two over. So a concept that I've essentially been working to try and implement since I started in my role in our transportation planning section is doing what several of our peer cities have done, which is called a neighborhood slow zone. So we're not looking at a single street. We are looking at a holistic area, whether that is a neighborhood scale or a sub-neighborhood scale, working directly with the community to identify some of the transportation safety speeding problems, especially that they are experiencing, to then come up with an implemental plan. Fast forward a few years from that initial concept idea, with the Biden administration under previous Transportation Secretary Buttigieg, they started the Safe Streets for All grant program, which allowed cities to directly apply to the Federal Highway Administration for grant dollars to do different types of projects, whether that be large-scale capital projects, so think of some of the work we've been doing or will be doing on Livingston Avenue, traditional planning and community engagement projects, as well as demonstration projects. So what you see on East Broad Street was part of a demonstration project. Also within that same grant that we got funds for that, we also got funds to do a neighborhood slow zone. So on the map, which everyone grabbed when we walked in, there's more you can pass those around. So this is the area that was selected to be done for the neighborhood slow zones project, largely because there's already a number of things happening within this community. We have the work we're doing at Broad Street. We have the Mount Vernon project that is going to be starting construction next month. So how can we continue to build upon the work we've already been doing in this community, that we've been working with this community on as well? So we went through largely a community engagement process. We put together a steering committee. We had a community open house. We had a survey that went out. We took all that along with a bunch of different data points, including traffic crashes, looking at speeds, looking at size of roadways, looking at the network, to then take all that information and eventually through what became a far more vibrant internal process than was anticipated, to come up with this concept plan, which will then now be taken and developed into design construction plans, and should most likely then early next year go into construction. Now this is a demonstration project, so it is going to be using essentially quick build materials, not hard infrastructure, but quick build materials to make a number of different safety related improvements on streets throughout this project area. So on the reverse side, we've got a bunch of different examples. So like gateway treatments, thinking of roadways where you're coming off that higher speed, higher volume arterial road onto the neighborhood's side. So something that signalizes you're coming onto the neighborhood street. Doing things like speed humps, or curb extensions, doing traffic islands, even adding in things like bike lanes or even stripping a parking lane where we can narrow that roadway a little bit, just to visually narrow it, which does help reduce driver speed. So that is where we are in the process. So we did finally get this done. Now I will point out, this still has to go through the actual engineering design process. So some of this could still get tweaked a little bit once we get into those more detailed engineering designs. But largely this is going to be what is moving forward. And hopefully again, early next spring, we'll be going into construction. We will continue to meet with this committee as we move further in this process, as well as continue to do community engagement, especially once the project, the construction site finishes, and we're doing open houses, community pop-ups, because we really want to make sure we're getting the community's feedback. So we want to make sure we get as much of that community input when we give our final report back to the Federal Highway Administration. Okay. With that, any questions, comments, curiosity?
Can you inform us as to what the legends are? What's a gateway treatment of neck down?
Yeah.
I know it's speed preventive.
Yeah, absolutely.
On belts.
So a gateway treatment is largely where at a major roadway where that intersects with going onto a residential street. So we're kind of tightening that intersection a little bit so people just can't easily speed onto that residential street. And it's kind of a signal of like, you're changing the area that you're driving in. So it's a psychological signal to the driver of like, I'm not on Broad Street anymore, I am on a residential street. Things like a neck down, so think not at the intersections, but between. It's where you're extending kind of the curb out a little bit to squeeze down the roadway. Again, that creates that pressure, that friction for drivers that helps signal them to slow down.
They got that in Maryland, huh?
The neck downs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a number of cities do use that. We haven't used that extensively, but this again is a project to really show that, especially that mid-block area where drivers might be picking up speed, to just give that compression, to give that squeeze to help slow that down.
Yeah, and part of the reason we're using temporary materials is to see, does this work? And if it doesn't work, we can potentially take it out.
Yeah.
And if it does show to be really effective, we can put it into the capital improvement process and make these changes more permanent. But hopefully they won't be too disruptive. If it's something that's not really effective, we can more immediately respond to it.
Or stop, or stop signs is a separate process.
Stop signs would be a separate process, so those are what's considered a traffic control device. So there are both state and federal regulations as to how and where you place stop signs.
Asking for, like, community members, where is the best place for us to request that someone put out a good class?
So I know no one loves this answer.
Yeah, I know.
And that's calling 311 and yeah, putting in that 311 request. Yeah.
Will, since it's like a grant process, will new projects or new areas be proposed, like?
So this and Broad Street are the only components of this specific grant, but this has been overall been a very happily received program, both on the federal side and the local side, because it really connects those two together. We actually just had the director of the Safe Streets for All grant program from DC visit Columbus 2 days ago, just purely to have a conversation with us, because even like our superiors were looking at things like, you need to go talk to Columbus. So they came to Columbus because we were the first ones in our state to have both this demonstration funding as well as other funding types from that grant. So we're continuing to apply for this every year for different projects and things that we can do, because if the money's there and we can make something better, then we want to make sure we can do that.
I'm curious, I don't know if you remember me.
Oh yeah, from the Atchison Street and Speed Ups, right? Yes.
Oh, yeah. So I just want to make sure that whatever material is being used in my neighborhood for the speed humps, that it's soft like the material that's in Dover. I don't
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah, you don't want your kids bounce. Your
Yeah.
kids bounce in the truck.
Exactly, because I do drive them in the truck.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
You mentioned like using temporary materials until you determine it's effective. Like, how are you measuring like effectiveness?
So, we've collected speed data on a lot of these streets beforehand. We've looked at historic crashes, and then once that's implemented, we're going to look at those, but also just see how these also hold up. Are they lasting through regular season weather? Are they lasting through winter? Just to kind of make those determinations. Is this a durable product? This is something we could continue to do as kind of a faster implementation, and then planning for the longer term, higher budget capital improvement.
And this is also where community engagement is gonna be really essential. That's part of how we look at all that speed data, we look at the crash data and stuff, but it doesn't tell us everything about what you're all experiencing in your vehicle. So, that's why community engagement, we're gonna do, surveys and, sort of like pop-up engagement to try to see, are people actually seeing a reduction in speed in their neighborhoods? Does it feel safer to walk on sidewalk, across the street? So, a little combination of, are the speeds actually lower and do people feel like they're lower?
What's speed data?
So that's literally looking at how fast cars are going down the street.
How do you?
So typically, it's actually, there's actually a little thing that put on the street itself that counts the cars as they go over and then collects that. And, yeah.
So we only get like 24 hours of data, so we'll move it around and get data in different spots. So we did it for like a bunch of the streets when this project was coming out before we decided.
Crickets?
Crickets, absolutely.
It doesn't affect our districts, so.
Do you have any feedback, do you have any community feedback about previous projects?
In terms of previous traffic calming projects, or
Yes, yeah,
um,
like, I know you said feedback was good, but people actually saying speed reductions are receiving.
so for example, like let's say these broad projects, we have seen a reduction in excessive speeding by a significant measure. We kept open a community survey also online for a long time, and the majority of folks, they say they feel safer biking, they feel safer walking. They want to see this type of improvement recreated across the city. So anecdotally, from community feedback, we've seen positive results for this kind of builds.
I do know there was a lady that is in a wheelchair, and there's been concerns, expressed in regards to like the ramps that are on, and they take like public transit, right?
Yeah,
So like there's this difficulty of, you know, riding up on the ramps, things of that nature. So is there something that can be considered in regards to that? Especially like the thing about the corner, right? It's already slick, and even the bike routes, they're not always shoveled and cleared off and things of that nature. You know, they have the white poles or whatever, I don't know what they're called, sorry. To divide that, so there's a lot of difficulty in regards to that.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is 100% valid. You know, making more protected and separated facilities is something that's very new in Columbus, and something that even for us is kind of figuring it out along the way, as well as purchasing the new equipment to be able to service these facilities better and faster. It's also about working closely with our friends at CODA, because that's the CODA stop. They're the ones that are responsible for clearing the stop. So again, working on those maintenance agreements as we continue to make improvements. So it is definitely a process that continues to progress and get better as we move along. And it's part of just, even for our infrastructure folks who handle snow and ice control, it's a learning process for them. Even, you know, before we were able to purchase and get new equipment delivered, like some of our folks got creative and they took one of our F-250s with a plow on it, and for it to fit, they just took a they cut off the sides of the plow to make it short so it could fit down the lane and plow it.
But now we have some dedicated
Yeah,
equipment.
some dedicated
in
equipment
addition to the
plow,
yeah.
blowtorch, that's
The
what it's
blowtorch,
for, yeah. But yeah, it's about figuring it out along the way, and again, building that into the process of how they do snow removal.
Yeah. And hopefully as we get more of, you know, our dedicated bikeways and stuff, we'll get even more equipment, even more staff will be into it, so.
Thank you for the update. Is there anything else or any community events taking place this month that anyone would like to share?
Well, District 7's meeting, before the thing Dr. Harris was talking about, is going to be August 19th at 6 p.m. That's a Tuesday. So it's drawn on their flyer. Okay, it's Wednesday, the 19th at 6 p.m. I guess I need to verify which one's correct, the Tuesday or the date. So
If they're using AI doesn't tell time, so it'll give you the wrong day.
okay, well, that is, the location is the Martin Luther King Library, it's on East Long Street.
And also, the African American Male Wellness Walk will be this Saturday at Long and Jefferson. So make your way there about 7 in the morning.
Is NEAC cabling or, anything?
Okay, I see them all on here. Yeah, Long and Jefferson.
You saw some water. It's gonna be hot.
I usually pass it up water and building, Jenkins, the old folks.
During when it was, yeah.
And before then, for the past 16 years, I was the person who gave the guys the t-shirt after they weren't. That's activity to our board.
Okay, well, if there's no other comments, the meeting is, I'll accept the motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Meeting adjourned at 7:44. Thank you all for attending after our summer recess. It wasn't long enough.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Just said, I'm pretty sure.
Short of the meeting, the Lloyd.
Thank you.
I gotta put this.